the main thing is that you are aligned, your core values are aligned, your visions are aligned, and your missions are aligned, your purposes are aligned, your goals are aligned. That is what makes a village. When was the last time you were checking on somebody who's in your community? Because you want somebody to check up on you, but are you checking up on other people? When was the last time you prayed for other people? Because you want somebody to pray for you, but are you praying for others? Hello, everybody. Welcome back home. Welcome to our community. My name is Esther, and I am your host. I am so excited to have you here. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you feel loved, you feel appreciated, and you feel seen. And I hope you subscribe to our channel too, so that you can help us reach 100 subscribers by the end of February. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much, beautiful person. I appreciate you and your support, and I do hope you share this video, and I hope you also help other people to subscribe by sharing, of course, so that we can reach 100 subscribers by the end of February. Oh, so first things first, you guys, I have had a difficult couple of days. I've been not feeling well, and you know, when you're not feeling well and something is disturbed, your whole homeostasis of your environment is disturbed. But I serve a living God. I am back here. I'm so excited to be in front of this camera, because a few days ago I did not even want to see the camera, so I'm very happy about that. So I actually just wanted to say also, like, if there is things that you do that are very obvious to you, or that are just, like, you know, now normal to you that you do, just take a moment to appreciate them, because when something happens and it disturbs them, you really will feel it. So just be appreciative of what you have now while you have it. Today's video, I am so excited about it, because it is something that I'm also still working on. I feel like it is a area of my life where I am being pruned, and I'm being nurtured and I'm being grown in. It is very uncomfortable for somebody like me. I'm an introvert. I'm the introverted of introverts. So the topic of community, village, it's new to me, and it's very funny because I am doing it in front of the internet. I'm trying to build community in front of everybody. So yeah, that is very humbling, but I'm not even ashamed to say that it is something that is very foreign. Well, not very foreign to me, but something that I do not usually do. I usually like find myself gravitating towards my own self, and the topic of community is just not on my bingo card. So I am very excited for this topic and for us to be talking. So with that being said, this is not advice to anybody. Just this is just you and I having a conversation. I do have my cup of coffee. Well, it's tea. Sorry, I'm used to drinking coffee. It's tea. I have my cup of tea, and you and I are just having a conversation. You can grab a glass of water, or you can grab your own mug of tea, and let's get into it. So I'm sure you've heard the phrase or the sentence that we usually say, it takes a village to raise a child, which is very true. But as I was thinking about it, by now you should know I'm a thinking person. I love thinking. I love reflecting and I love thinking. So I was just thinking about this. It takes a village to raise a child. And I was just thinking that it actually does not stop there. As the child is growing and evolving, they still need a village into adulthood. Maybe you might be watching and you're not a child, but you also need a village. You need community. So I did history in high school. I love how my conversations always just come back to my high school experiences. But anyway, I did history in high school, and we learned a lot about villages. So in the olden days, the people in a specific village, they would be known by like their characteristics, the food that they would eat, the crops that they would plant, even the piercings that they would have, the kinds of clothing that they would wear, right? Like a people of a village, they had a specific set of distinguishing English distinguishing factor, right, about them, and that's what would make them unique. Nowadays, or in today's video, the village that I'm talking about is not that village, the physical village of like little huts around, little homesteads around. For me, my definition of village right now, or community, is a group of people whose values and end goals are in alignment for the betterment of those people and for other people, right? That is a village to me. As I was thinking about it, we need it takes a village to be a human. Like, I know it takes a village to raise a child, but it actually does take a village to be a human. What am I saying? We need people in our corner, and it is that knowledge of having people in our corner, just the knowledge that gives us confidence and that makes us comfortable in navigating life. Let's take, for example, I remember when I was younger and I used to be afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. Praise the Lord. Anyway, um, I used to be afraid of the dark. And so let's say the electricity or the lights went out and I need to go fetch a candle from the room or a torch or a flashlight. My mother would say, go. And I'm like, I'm scared to go inside the house because there's no electricity, it's dark there. Or let's say I needed something from outside, I forgot something from outside and it's dark outside. And my mother would say, go, I'm looking at you. Dakakutarisa, like I don't know the English word to make it make the sense that I'm trying to say. She was like, I am here, I'm not going anywhere, I'm looking at you, and nothing is going to happen to you. And it was that knowledge, whether she was there for the whole time or she was looking at me the whole time. I would go into the dark, and I was scared of the dark, but I would go into that dark knowing that my mother is looking at me, my mother is there. It was just the knowledge. I wouldn't even turn back. Like, I know sometimes I would, but like let's just say I wouldn't turn back. And it was just that knowledge of knowing that my mother is looking at me, so I am fine. So it is that knowledge that there are people in my corner, so I will be fine. So even if I fall, even if I'm happy, I know that there are people that I can call at any time and they will drop anything and everything to come to me. And somebody said, actually, it is in the Bible that knowledge is power, and that knowledge is powerful. The village or the community that we were born into, we do not choose that one. Okay. I have an article on my blog that I wrote. I was thinking again. I was thinking and I was reflecting about how we don't really choose the families that we're born into. We don't really choose the communities that we're born into. We don't really choose the circumstances that we're born into. But there are things that we can choose as we grow up and as we grow older and as we evolve. And these villages, some of those things. We are born into a village and into a family, and those people welcome us. And as we grow and we evolve, sometimes we leave home, sometimes we uh, become different people. And the beautiful thing that happens is that we get an opportunity to choose our villages, to choose our people that we want in our corner, and to choose a community. And I just wanted to say to somebody, and to me actually, to myself even, that it doesn't really matter the size of your village or the size of the people that are in your corner, because I believe that even two people who aligned, whose goals and their visions are aligned and their core values are aligned, and they come together, because the power of the community is in unity. So if you're in unity with other people, no matter how small the group is, no matter how few your community is, no matter how few the people in your corner are, it is still a powerful community. It is still a village. You still need those people. It doesn't matter how many, it just matters who is there and are you guys aligned? I used to think that for you to be in a community, for you to be in a village with other people, you have to be identical, right? So I would choose my friendships and be more inclined to people who would, let's say, have the identical taste of music with me, the identical type of favorite movie, the identical, like, I'm emphasizing identical because I'm trying to tell myself and to tell you that it does not always make sense for you to be identical with the people that are in your village. And sometimes we sabotage ourselves by actually not giving ourselves or not allowing people to be in our corner, and not giving ourselves to be in other people's corners just because they're not identical. The main thing in my view is that you are aligned, your core values are aligned, your visions are aligned, and your missions are aligned, your purposes are aligned, your goals are aligned. That is what makes a village. The beautiful thing about community and about villages is that you can be authentically yourself. I remember, I think I was in second year, and yeah, I have this thing where I remember the oddest conversations with people. But I think I was in second year and I was having a conversation with a person, and we were talking about how different people on this campus are. In case you didn't know, I am a full-time student and I stay on a university campus and I am in a university residence. I don't know, I'm shy saying that. Anyway, so we were talking about how different the people on this campus are, and we were just saying like how boring the world would be if we were all the same person. If we all thought the same, the world would be boring. So the power and the beauty of community is that you can be authentically yourself, and you can all like just come together and bring all those beautiful qualities that you all have and make it into something very beautiful, very powerful, and make it into your community. And it comes back to the concept of self-love and self-awareness. We need to be self-aware because it is very impossible to pour from an empty cup. You must try it and you must let me know if it happens. It is very impossible. So you need to be intentional about taking care of yourself. You need to be intentional about showing up for yourself. You need to be intentional about how you treat yourself when you're up or when you're down, for you to be for it to be natural for you, and for it to not be a chore when you have to be intentional about serving other people in your community. Because also the thing about community and villages is that it is not all about you. We always say that you must not stay in places that are not serving you. You must always just make sure that your surroundings and the people that are around you are serving you. But we must also make sure to point the fingers back to ourselves, to make sure that we are serving the people that are around us. We are in other people's corners, and we are actually being a stronghold of the community as well. Last week, I was going on and on and on about how love is all around us. And that is another perfect example of love. There are people in our corner. There are people in our communities. There are people in our families that we can love on, that we can practice and live out how we're supposed to live, by loving each other, by serving each other, by being in other people's corners. When was the last time you were checking on somebody who's in your community? Because you want somebody to check up on you, but are you checking up on other people? When was the last time you prayed for other people? Because you want somebody to pray for you, but are you praying for others? And that's what happens when we are quick to walk away from communities that would have actually served us, because we're like, no, it's not serving me anymore. But if you made an effort to actually serve and to actually put your love and to actually give attention to your community, to see if they actually don't serve you. I'm not saying we should stay in toxic environments and we shouldn't outgrow relationships. It's very common and it's very normal that we outgrow and we evolve as people. And as uncomfortable as it is, growth does happen. It is inevitable because literally our bodies are always growing. So we are, as people, always growing and evolving, whether physically or emotionally or any otherly. But that also makes our community and our villages evolve, right? But all I'm saying is that we shouldn't be quick to judge and quick to move away and quick to actually leave the people and the communities that we're supposed to be serving us, just because we are not fully giving ourselves to also serve them. So I just wanted to also emphasize the importance of alignment in communities. It is very important to be aligned. I love that saying. I actually don't know if it is a saying or if it's something that I'm just thinking in my mind, but you know how a candle can light the next candle to it, and together they can like illuminate the whole place and make the room very bright. I was thinking about this the other time. I was taking a walk at night on the road on the campus. I was safe, don't worry. And I was just looking in the sky, and there was one little star that I could see. And I was just thinking about how if there were like just more stars in the sky, it would be a perfect summer night with this summer skyline just starlit, and everything would be perfect. And but I'm not saying it wasn't beautiful. That one star was beautiful. I was gazing at it, but I was just thinking, if the sky was like full of stars, it would be magnificent. It's also the same thing as community, and if we're aligned, then we glow and we shine brightly. That my favorite thing in the world. But then if we're not aligned, I'm sure you've heard of that phrase that one spoiled apple will spoil the rest of the pack. If it is not removed from the pack, it will spoil the rest of the pack. So it is the same as community. It can go in a good way or in a bad way. If you're not aligned, then we're going to be drained. Instead of being fed by our community or feeding into our community, we're going to be drained, and it is not going to be good for our mental health, my favorite thing, and it is not also going to be good for anybody. But then if we are aligned, then we're going to help each other grow, and we're going to help each other evolve, and we're going to be in each other's corner, and life is going to be beautiful. And of course, it is not always rosy. I remember that somebody told me once that you should stop looking at life with rose-colored glasses. I was like, okay, but anyway, it is not always beautiful, and it is not always rosy, but it is worth it. Community is worth it. Sometimes we actually have to just open our eyes and see the things and the people that are in front of us. Our families are people that are in our corner by blood. We are literally bound to them, and sometimes we just have to make sure we cultivate those spaces so that we have a solid base and a solid community and a village that we've had since birth. I am one person who is very blessed to have a family where I can just, be myself around them. I literally force my parents and my siblings and everybody to just, come be funny on the camera with me, do this with me, do this with me. And they're always in my corner. They're always supporting me. Like, it's a very small thing. But then, like, when I say, come, let's take pictures, come, let's make a video, come, let's make a reel, they're like always just like, okay, Rudairo, we'll do it for you. And it's just like, I know that I also show up for them in other areas of their lives. I know I'm a good person. I'm joking, but I do know that I also show up for them. All I'm saying that is that to serve other people in our community, whether it is the community we were born into or the village that we chose, it is not the big grandiose things. A trip to Mauritius. I mean, a trip to Mauritius wouldn't be bad, but I'm just saying that it is not always the big things that we do. Sometimes the small little things that we do for other people, and the things that they do for us, is the one that feeds us, and that feeds our soul. And that is just the importance of community, just the togetherness and the unity, and just knowing that there are people in your corner, man. And I just wanted to talk to the young lady who believes that she doesn't have anybody in her corner. The young lady who was like, this whole thing that you're saying, I feel sad now because I have nobody in my corner. I have no friends. I just want you to, first of all, be introspective. Just look inward and see how you are serving you, because just as I said, we cannot pour from an empty cup. So sometimes it is very hard to serve other people without it feeling like a chore when we don't serve ourselves first. So just look, and like, you don't have to write it down or like make it weird or anything. You just have to like just think about it. How are you serving yourself in your life? How have you served yourself this week? And then you can just look around in your life and to see the people that are around you, to see if there is somebody that you can serve. And that's how it starts. It's all about service, right? And there's a quote that I saw. I think it is a quote. Yeah, it says that you haven't met all the people that will love you in this lifetime. And I think that is very encouraging and a very good thing to keep in the back pocket of your mind. That is all from me this week. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I do hope you like and you subscribe and you share it with somebody who needs it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week here sometime. Bye.